Todd, Minnesota, you're on the Wilkow Majority. Hello.
I was going to say the healthcare system should be run like it is in the movie John Q.
You want people walking into hospitals with guns to force doctors to provide labor?
Maybe not guns much, because I don't like guns, but maybe like starting the doctors like going to jail or something, or prison.
So you've decided that the government should take possession of the labor of doctors?
Well, I mean, do you want people just dying because they don't have...
Yes, my two choices in life are either the government threatening to arrest doctors or people dying. Do we have a government that's going to tell farmers you're either going to give your produce to people who we determine need it more, or else we're going to throw you in jail?
Maybe they should. I mean,
so we're going to throw food producers in jail if they don't feed who you tell them to feed. I guess if you run Poland Springs and you bottle water, if you don't give the clean water away for free, you're going to throw those people in jail too.
I mean, there's people...
Who are you not throwing in jail, sir? What is the limiting principle of a government designed by you?
You got to help out the people.
Okay, again, what is the limiting principle of a government designed by you?
Limiting principle? It's for the people.
It's for the people. You're babbling now.
Well, no, because
what's for the people, sir? What's for the people?
Everything.
Everything's for the people.
Yeah, it should be.
So you're just going to take all property now?
Well, I mean, no, not all of it.
No, not all of it. What are we allowed to keep?
The necessities is what needs to be, what they need to give.
What if nobody produces anymore? No, screw this. I'm not going to go become a doctor. I'm not going to research new drugs. I'm not going to grow food. They're just going to take it from me.
Then you kind of have to make people or persuade them to do that.
So you're going to make people go to medical school, and you're going to make people farm.
Well, I mean,
or else you're going to throw them in jail, but you're not going to use guns. How are you going to march people off without guns?
I don't know. I mean, federal agents can have guns.
Oh, so the federal government. How big is this federal government going to be, given that you're going to have only the federal agents with guns marching off farmers and doctors and people who produce drugs and clean water and probably build homes? I mean, everybody has the right to a home, right?
Well, they should.
Well, who builds it for them?
I mean, I don't know about all that stuff, but, you know.
You don't know about all that stuff, but you know that you're going to arm the federal government to give it all away. You don't know where it's coming from, who's going to produce it, how much it's going to cost, where you're going to get the materials from, who's going to actually have the knowledge on how to do these things the right way. You just know that if you don't get what you want given to you, you want the federal government to send an armed agent to arrest somebody.
Well, I mean, what do you want? People to die, or what?
We're back to that. I want people to die. That's my only two choices are the federal government relinquishing all concepts of freedom and property and civil rights for the individual, or everybody dies.
What else is there?
What else is there? May I ask you, just I'm not without insult, how old are you?
24.
You're 24 years old. Have you ever read the United States Constitution?
No, I don't really want to. I don't care to.
You don't really want to and don't care to. So you want a federal government that does all these things. I asked you what the limiting principle was. You couldn't provide one. You have no idea how our government works, but you want a complete totalitarian Marxist state.
Oh, you don't got to try and make it sound dirty like that.
Well, what you just described that, sir. You just described You just said you were going to throw everybody in jail unless they did what you wanted to do for the quote-unquote people. That's a totalitarian Marxist state.
No, so you're trying to give it some kind of...
Have you ever read the Communist Manifesto?
Yeah.
So you've never read the Constitution, but you've read the Communist Manifesto, and I haven't accurately described what you've described as a totalitarian Marxist state.
I mean, I haven't gone through, memorized the Communist Constitution or the Communist Manifesto or anything like that, but I mean, it sounds like a really good idea.
It sounds like a really good idea. You don't want any freedoms for yourself at all?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay, but for you, I mean, and of course this government you design, there isn't going to be a separate group of people that constitute the government, and they're not going to have to live like everyone else.
I mean, I'm not one of those greedy rich people that's trying to just make money off of everyone else's suffering.
That's the only way to make money is off of people suffering?
Yeah.
Do you have a job?
No.
I'm not surprised.
No,
I'm not surprised at all. You have no job. You have no concept of our government. You care not for the freedom of others. You've decided because that other people are going to apply their labor the way you direct them to, or else they're going to go to jail. If they don't feel the need to apply that labor at all, you're going to force them to by forcing them onto farming camps. You're going to force them into medical schools. We had a guy do this. His name was Pol Pot. They had a thing called the killing fields. This has all been done before, sir.
No.
You know, the funny thing is, you've been tweeting at me for days now, telling me that you were going to hand me my head with your debate skills.
I never said other.
Yeah, actually you did. Thank you very much for the call. Nice try, though.